know what happened to the girl who was crying outside? And I was just like, oh my god, people saw, and you're like, shit.
It's fine, we had our cuddles, and I'm still going to take you for Ben and Jerry's later.
Yes! I'm done with this now. Happy.
Are we Ben and Jerrying it now? You want to come?
No, this.
Okay, so next slide. So, what reasons do the bullies often give for what they do? Which we've probably covered, yeah, no worries. We've probably covered a lot with our experiences. So we've got too big, too thin, too small, too tall, wrong skin colour, wrong gender, and too sexy. So basically, no matter what you do, you can't win. One of the things I wanted to mention... Cool. One thing, we're going to get the guys to comment things that have happened on their pages, like comments and stuff that they've received. One thing I wanted to mention that I think is quite important is actually who we think of as famous cosplayers are actually bullied as well. It seems like it's okay because they're on a public forum to that extent, but the reason I have put Jessica's Rogue here is I saw a post going, oh look, she's overly sexualised another character again. Right, there's the picture of Rogue in that same outfit right there. There's the picture, there's the picture. It's exactly the same. So I just wanted to point that out, that sometimes you get people that actually, they're doing it just for the sake of doing it. That woman, yes, she does use her body to sell pictures, but that's how she makes her money. You can't sue her for that, because let's face it, if someone's going to buy it, she's going to do it. That's how people run businesses. If you're trying to sell something no one wants to buy, you don't have a business. So just be aware. Please, I hate seeing mean comments aimed at famous cosplayers. Just because they're famous, they're still human. They're still, well, they've still got feelings. They're still, you know, this, that, and the other. It's not fair on them. So, you know, it's just one of my bugbears. So just be nice. Please be nice. This is why I joined this community in the first place, because we're nice people, mostly. You're gonna get the bad eggs, but generally we are a nice community. I always say to my friends outside of the cosplay community, they ask me why you joined, do this stuff. And I said, because it is the most accepting community I have ever come across. And I'm a member of a lot of communities. I have horses, so I'm in the horsey set. I'm a countryside person, so I hang with farming lot and this, that, and the other. But generally the horsey set, if you're not rich enough, you're just not good enough, so I'm not good enough. This, that, and the other. But in the cosplay community, you can be black, white, Asian, fat, small, tiny, tall. You can be anything you want. And I kid you not, generally, at least when I first started, you will be accepted. All we care about is that you have fun. That is all we want. And that is starting to change, which is why we wanted to start sort of address this with this panel. So we're now going to go through the cosplay guests and ask them to comment or share with us a comment they have received on their page that sort of upset them. Do you want to tell us your page as well? So you shamelessly plug your page, you know.
Alright, shameless advertising right now.
Get your phones out.
My page is Pippa512. I mostly run off Facebook. I do occasionally run off Twitter. I do get some pretty good tweets. I am on Twitter. I don't use it as much. I don't use it very often. So I'm more Facebook based than anyone else. So you remember my Captain America, yeah?
I do, I liked your Captain America.
Okay, well the first comment that I actually got on my first photo that I posted of my Captain America was that I had needlessly sexualized a very respectable character. And it was hilariously inaccurate, close quotation. So I ended up taking that photo down.
I already want to beat this man to a pulp, because I assume it was a guy.
Honestly, I actually, to this day,
Sorry, no offence, but most of the over-sexualising comes from guys, and it's really weird, because you think it would come from girls.
In all honesty, I actually have no idea. I didn't even give this person my time. Sadly, I couldn't delete the the comment that he or she had posted because I had mucked up my settings. So I ended up taking just the whole photo post down and reposting it a couple of weeks later, and all was hunky-dory that way, so I got off quite lightly on that one. But yeah, I literally posted it up, and then 2 minutes later I got those comments, and it was the first one that came up, so it did suck. It did suck a little bit, but yeah, that's the most recent.
But it's a shame that she had to delete a picture. I know it was just through your settings, but it's a shame that she had to delete a picture that she had to do that in the first place. Like, if you don't like something, just don't comment. Exactly. Please repeat that, sir.
Some people don't have shame.
Yes.
There you go.
Can I just say, I kind of feel like a fraud up here because I've never had anything bad being put on my page.
You're the good one. You're a
But they could do it behind my back that I don't know, because obviously then I would know about it. But nobody's ever put it on my page. But I can share an experience I had recently at Geek Fest. I had dressed as the Punisher. Did a really,
I saw pics. It was great.
Yeah, I did. It was really. It was a really quick cosplay, but I was proud of it. I was like, I did this in a week, like on my full-time job. I was like, I am proud of this, and I thought it looked good. And we went for a photo shoot, and I don't think he meant it like meanly, but he asked. We was with two people, Peter, who was with Sweet Pea, dressed as Sweet Pea, and Bethan. Was it Bethan?
Yeah, it was me and Bethan.
Yeah, and he goes. Can I have some photos? And we're like, yeah, no problem. And they're like, oh, sorry, you're not sexy enough, so I need this. And I'm just like, but my cosplay is amazing. I was like, I look just as good as these guys, and that really offended me because I have like major insecurities about my body, and I say to you all the time, I can't cosplay that, I can't do this, I can't do that.
I saw you have ugly girls. You were amazing.
I was like,
She really did. She looked. You haven't actually told everybody your page so that they can go and follow you and basically flame anyone who dares ever say anything mean to you. You know this, right? So what is your page?
Lilu Cosplay.
So go on, get on your Facebooks now. Look, he's even getting his phone out. Go on your phones and like this young lady's page. Same for Pippa's. Oh, hello. Pippa?
Yeah, so I'm mostly DeviantArt and Facebook based, and it's Pippa512, Pippa512, if you're interested. Don't worry about it if you're not. Who's next? So my page is Jaxina Cosplay. Now I haven't had it on my page personally, but on some of the Comic-Con community pages, they put up these things saying post your best cosplay or post your first cosplay, stuff like that. Now I posted my take on Arkham City Harley Quinn. Now it's not exact because I like to put my own twists on all of my cosplays.
Her Harleys are sexy as hell, by the way.
And because I didn't have a bat and I had a hammer instead, someone turned around to me and was like, that is completely inaccurate. I don't see why you have a hammer with that Harley. And I was just like, okay, that's your opinion, but you can still tell I'm Harley, right? And
yeah.
He had nothing to say, and now I could have been really mean and gone to his picture, which wasn't accurate either, because he was doing the scarecrow, but I was like, no, I'm going to be the bigger person, and I'm not going to do it. But again, rolling off of Louise's experience, I was in Sweet Pea, and he said to her, obviously, she wasn't sexy enough, and that photographer actually moved my cosplay and touched my ass because he wanted the picture to be, wanted the picture to be sexy.
Wow.
So.
Wow. Jesus.
Yeah, so it does happen, and one of the things
Just to say that photographer was not invited the next day.
We did report him.
Yeah.
So.
Can I say sometimes as well is if you see something going on, do speak out. Like, even if you don't go up to the cosplayer, go to if you're at a convention, go to one of the crew and say, look, that person over there is being harassed or something, or that person is doing this to like female cosplayers or male cosplayers or whatever, and actually point it out. Because until these people realise that we as a community do not accept this, it will never be addressed. So keeping quiet about it is not the thing to do.
Hello.
Again.
Hello.
My page is Squeaky Bee. It's not a Y, it's EH. Please don't spell it as a Y.
I'm going to spell it as a Y when I get home now and see what happens.
So my page, I get a lot of traffic on it. There's about 12,000 people on there, so I get a lot of messages. I try and ignore it because like a lot of it is nice and like friendly, but you do get your fair share. This one actually stuck. Yeah, I'm not going to cry about it again. I had a message on my page. I'm going to be careful because there are children in the room. There's no swearing, but the content was very graphic, so I won't go into the entire message. I do still have it, but I'm not going to look at it again. The general gist of it was the guy didn't like my poison ivy, so it was about poison. He thought that I did the version where she has the stomach cut out and the rest is obviously leaves and stuff, and obviously it is pretty revealing. There's a lot on show. Yeah, the general gist of the message was that he was going to rape me. He put in detail how he was going to do that. He also said he was going to kill me and put into detail how he was going to do that. But then he also put a couple of pictures of the next 2 cons I was going to be going to. So obviously that all got reported and went through and everything, and my dad was like, you're not going to them, or you're taking your boyfriend, which is why, if you guys want to know, it's why my partner came to London Anime Con. Yeah, so there's bullying, and then there's that. So that's just like one example. Now that's why they have a report button, and if you ever get a message that is that bad, as much as 9 times out of 10 they're going to live God knows how many miles away, they're not going to be a problem, but don't take that chance, because you don't, it's not worth it. Like, report.
And you don't have to take it either.
No, I didn't even reply, I didn't even know what to say, I was just sat there like, okay, right, and I suffer from a lot of mental health problems as well, so like sleep wasn't an option for a while. So yeah, there's been.
To be honest, I don't think you needed to reply. I think what you did was the exact correct thing to do, is to just simply report it and get the authorities involved, because cyberbullying is actually a criminal offence as well. So you can actually get these people charged for cyberbullying these days.
My page is Cosplay Antics on Facebook. I'm kind of lucky. I've never had any bad comments posted online. I think it's because we're quite a new page of the Facebook scene, so we don't get much traffic through, so I don't think I get many haters that come on the page just to troll me. But I have had experience in cosplay when people have said to me, your cosplay is absolutely rubbish, how the hell did you end up guesting? Or, that character's not that fat. Again, with my size, that one comes up a lot for me. They're the only things I can think of, really. I can't think of anything else.
So, my page is Lucky Zero Cosplay, but I'm getting emotional now because I've known these guys for only a year, and when we don't really talk about bullying, and I'm very like emotional today, so I'm sorry. And when you're having when you sit up
We'll
here
buy
and
her
you
Ben
hear
and
comments like this, it's very difficult to sort of grasp, because you as an audience will never know us personally. Like, we hang out occasionally outside of cosplays. I don't see them as much because I work 2 jobs at the moment. And like Kate, I only see you at cons at the moment. And when you hear stuff like this, you're like, well, you don't know us, and you're never going to know us, which just sounds really harsh. But that's the simple case. And as I said, I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm going to read you the very first hate comment I ever had, which was an indirect compliment rather than an insult. Now, this is 2013, and it's 2016 now, so 3 years ago. And it goes, very good, I'd say, fits you well, but all us girls might have a problem with the busty types. Ooh, low blow in the chest. Now, I'm severely self-conscious about my chest. When I was going through school, I used to have friends who would come up to me after the summer holidays and go, hey, Katie, it's been 6 weeks, where's your boobs? And this happened up until the age of 18, when I finally started developing, and now when I received this compliment, I stopped cosplaying for a year, and since then I've not been able to get my chest out as a cosplay ever since. And now with regarding cosplay, I find it very difficult to come to cons, and I get very depressed now because I just think things go on, and I will be taking myself out of the community for a little while after this con. I might be at Bristol, but the likelihood is very unlikely. But that's now my personal opinion, because I feel like this community for me at the moment I can't be a part of because it makes me very sick and very unwell. And hearing these comments from these guys, it's just upset me even more because these are my friends, and you don't want to hear these things about your friends. In the same way, you as the audience don't particularly want to be hearing us being like, oh yeah, someone's threatened to rape me, someone scoped my ass, you know, it's not something that's pleasant. And I feel like right now we're making the cosplay community seem really harsh, but we're showing you the worst side of this community and why this is now a severe problem.
Something needs to be done, and the way we need to do it is actually, as a community, we need to stand up and say, stop it. Okay, majority of us are adults. There is a lot of, what worries me is there's a lot of children at other cons, not necessarily these cons, because they generally do cater for the older cosplayers and stuff. But like, especially down in Devon, there's a lot of cons that are open for, like I see 3-year-olds running around in cosplay. In fact, the best one I've seen is a mum with her 6-month-old child. Mum was dressed as Mario and the child was dressed as Princess Peach. Aww. So yeah, and she was just carrying around like that. So if you think about all this going on, what is that going to say to children as they come up through the community? Because they can see all this on the internet, okay? Myself, again, like some of these guys, I haven't actually had anything on my page yet. There's a reasonable amount of traffic, but certainly not to the extent that obviously Squeaky has, and probably not to the extent the other guys have. But I have been cosplaying for 5 years. I've had my page probably for about 3. I'm one of those annoying cosplayers that does market my page a lot. Speaking of which, my page is... Pardon?
It's a really good page.
Oh, thank you. My page is actually, I've just changed the name. It was Angel's Cosplay Magic, but it's currently Angel Magic Cosplay. Somebody suggested I just change the words around because it was easier to say or something. And so I was like, yeah, I'll give it a go. I think the reason I probably don't get anything on my page itself is because I actually share a lot, like Elsa, my friend here, and Simon and so on, and those that follow, and Stefania there and so on. Those of you that actually already follow my page will know that I share a lot about anti-bullying. I have no patience for it. I have been bullied so much throughout my life, and I am fed up. And I think people should just grow up and get over themselves. So, thank you. I have, however, experienced stuff at cons. 2 things stand out in my mind. One, what is the cosplay that I am most known for, guys? Jessica. Jessica, but also Raphael. And in both those cosplays, I have had issues. One, I was Raphael at a con in Devon,